The panic alarm. Let her know that's not a thing.
Well, you disappearing all that lying ass thing shit. You gonna get mad because I react.
He don't live here. He don't pay no bills. He's not on the lease. He don't have no mail. There's nothing here that's his. Besides a trash bag full of clothes that he got from the DeKalb County Jail. He can take that and he can go. And he can put my daughter in the house if she get colic. Because I'm going to have to deal with that.
Man, they're not touching my daughter, so shut your fucking mouth.
That's down with that. Touch my daughter. You can put my daughter in the house though.
Nah.
Your name not on the birth certificate, so therefore it's not your daughter. It's mine.
You ain't got no names on your birth certificate.
It is. I do. Let me go get it.
Watch out, bro.
You my daughter.
Hey, please.
I don't want my baby. Hey,
stop. Because at this point you're antagonizing him. You stop.
I'm not. He has my daughter here. Don't let me have my daughter here.
You're not listening to nothing that's being said.
So when I shoot him, after I done called the cops and did everything I was supposed to do,
just make sure you can articulate
I can.
what's going on.
I can. I'm showing you.
You better really be able to articulate that.
I can. This is my household. He have no residency, nothing.
Make sure you read up on it and make sure you can articulate when it comes to
I've done that. I did that before I got my license.
Okay.
Right.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, yeah.
Did she shoot you?
Yeah, before I die.
All right, lay down. Sit down here. Where's it at?
It still make me feel the same way. I never wanted it to happen. I didn't intend for it to happen. I didn't mean for it to happen.
I can't believe that I felt sorry for you for a moment. But I didn't know all the facts. I didn't know everything. I have no remorse for you. I have no empathy because you had no remorse for my son and you showed no empathy for him. You deserve every single year they can give to you.
Georgia has some of the weakest gun laws in the country. No permit required to carry a concealed weapon, no waiting period. And since the state passed its Stand Your Ground law in 2006, justified homicides have doubled from an average of 7 per year to 13 per year, with some years reaching as high as 22. In Georgia, if you shoot someone in your own home and claim self-defense, you don't have to prove anything. The state has to prove you're lying. That's the system Quaneesha Johnson was about to test. November 27, 2022, Lithonia, Georgia. 2 police officers respond to a domestic disturbance call. The woman who called them, 30-year-old Quaneesha Johnson, has been waiting for nearly 2 hours. She tells them she's terrified of the man inside her house.
You live here?
I do. This is my house. He's waiting on the set. I don't know where he's in the exit. He's in the window. He's just waiting on the set now to do whatever the fuck he felt like he wanted to do. My daughters are in here though.
He's in there too?
Yeah. I'm gonna show you him. Look.
Hold on.
You heard him at the door?
Is he opening the door?
I got a gun right here. I'm licensed.
Okay. Does he have any weapons?
No.
Just for our safety, just put the weapon inside the car for me. Thank you.
Quaneesha tells officers she has a gun, she's licensed. She's armed, she's legal, and she's making it very clear she knows her rights. Now when officers ask her where she's been, here's what she tells them.
So what's going on today?
I would say we're whatever kind of way you felt. I have a newborn, she's 2 months. I have a 7-year-old and I have a 4-year-old in there as well. He told my aunt he was gonna, what did he say to you, when I get here, he was gonna beat the shit out of me. A couple weekends prior to this, my last time going to work, I worked at hours, so my last time coming in here, he took me from the door and slapped me on my face.
You reported it?
I didn't report it. I was just talking, I was just talking to the other cops. When they supposed to be out here, I was telling her I was telling her I should have, but I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's on probation.
But this is your house and you want to go inside?
This is my house.
And does he live here?
No, my name is on the
No, but does he live here though?
No, he stays here. He doesn't live here.
What I mean is
he staying here?
Where's his residence?
In Jonesboro. I don't know. He has a residence though.
But according to text messages, phone records, and public reports, Quaneesha wasn't at work. She'd been out clubbing until 9 a.m., leaving her 4 children in the care of the man inside, her first night out since giving birth 2 months earlier. That man is 29-year-old DeMonte Smith, a rapper and father of 3 himself, went by the stage name Dolo.
You ain't trying to get your hands dirty, what you in it for? I done robbed plenty folks, I done cut plenty dope, and I know the...
He had 3 kids of his own, a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 6-year-old. By all accounts from his family, he was the type to stop and help strangers load groceries, a guy who smiled easily and loved hard. But DeMonte also had a record. In July 2022, just 4 months before his death, he was arrested on charges of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute and possession of a firearm during a felony. At the time, he had active warrants for stalking and probation violation. He'd just gotten out of prison in late September, no place to go, and that's when Quaneesha let him move into her home. And you can hear her using that against him, the same man who, according to Quaneesha, had assaulted her just 2 weeks prior.
Captain, please. DeMonte. You mind coming out here and talk to us, see what's going on? We spoke to her, but we want to speak to you because we don't know what's going on.
She got off in the seat.
Yeah.
She disappeared for 3 hours, like I'm mad. So I'm at home watching her kids and my kid. She disappeared for 3 hours.
She say anything? Did you say anything that will cause her to call us?
What would you do if your girl go to work and then disappear with 3 hours and you at home with her kids and your kid? I'ma snap. I snap.
Please ask him to put my baby back before she get
This is my baby
like,
too.
She's a newborn.
Some drunk ass shit.
Put her back in the
Drunk
house.
out ass shit.
Hold on, let us talk to her for a second.
Alright, she's 2 months though.
Get
All
your
I
drunk
gotta
ass
do
on.
is she gets
You
college.
30, still stripping.
I'm 30 and still stripping.
You mind?
30 and still broke.
You mind if you look baby on top?
Well, but it ain't gonna be long. But how long you gonna be stripping?
Stop arguing.
Fuck on.
41 day, correct, 491 day, change this to her.
Walk off. Think about what you're doing.
How far?
Fuck, I'm sitting here watching your kids, you with a whole nother nigga. Fat ass nigga.
You gonna talk to us? Stop
What?
arguing. Because we trying to figure out what we here now. We gotta
Cool,
figure-
I'm grown ass. I'm doing what I'm doing. I ain't did nothing wrong. She toxic. Nigga, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Talk to her.
I got you. But when you saying you snap, what you mean you snap?
I snapped. I told her, bitch, stop playing with me. I'm like a goofy. I'm in here watching your kids and my kid, and you somewhere else with another nigga. You got off at 6. Calling niggas.
But it
communicate.
didn't go no farther than that.
Fuck no.
I never came here for it to go.
No,
to
She was
Hold on.
scared because she knows she was wrong. She was scared. She's scared. She knows she's wrong.
What's she scared for?
Because he put
She's
his hands on me
scared.
2 weeks ago. So yeah, I am
Should-
scared. I
should
have
she-
Throw hands on me too, a couple times.
no, I have blue eyes.
Well, you disappearing all that lying ass thing ass shit. You gonna get mad because I react.
He don't live here. He don't pay no bills. His name not on the lease. He don't have no mail. There's nothing here that's his.
I do got
Besides
mail.
a trash bag full of clothes that he got from the DeKalb County Jail. He can take that and he can go. And he can put my daughter in the house if she get colic. Because I'm going to have to deal with that.
Man, they
at
not touching
the
my
hospital.
daughter, so shut your fucking
No,
mouth.
that's
You ain't
they
touching
don't
my
have
daughter.
to touch my daughter.
ain't
You can
touching
put
my
my daughter in the house though.
Nah.
Your name not on the birth certificate.
Nah.
So therefore it's not your daughter. It's mine.
You ain't got no names on your birth certificate.
It is. I do. Let me go get it. Because at this point it's kidnapping.
451, 41 of Eatery, 20 westbound before the exit ramp.
Weird. That shit don't look good
He
right
might
now.
do
Blue on the pilot and the silver BMW.
Watch out, bro.
You my daughter.
Hey,
Watch
hey,
out.
now,
Get my baby,
please,
please.
please.
I don't want my baby out here. The
Fuck
wind
away
is
from me,
blowing.
bro.
She don't have a head on.
Just give her the
Hey,
baby.
you going
Just
all
Give me my
night.
baby.
What about your other
Give me
baby?
my
She been
baby.
going all night.
Or I'm
You
worried
don't care
about
about your
this
baby?
too. You ain't care about it either. That's why I got locked up when she was here.
Hey, we not finna
we
fight
not-
on this
Give
baby.
me my baby though. Like she's gonna get colic.
Give us a
I'm
second. We're going to bring him back this time.
gonna get the birth
Okay.
certificate. He's not on it.
Oh,
At this point, it's not to be. And if y'all want to do a DNA test to identify that.
Nah, this ain't got, no, you ain't going that far.
Quaneesha Johnson, on the other hand, 30 years old, mother of 4, including a 2-month-old infant. She told police she worked as a behavioral health technician, someone trained to supposedly help people in crisis and de-escalate dangerous situations. Same person DeMonte allegedly mentioned was still stripping at 30. For months, they lived under the same roof with 4 children between them, but the relationship was, of course, toxic. They bickered constantly. By the time November 26th rolled around, the tension between them would escalate into one of the most twisted DMV disputes in DeKalb County, Georgia.
Hey,
But that shit weird, bro.
I got you.
I ain't for that dumb shit.
Well, look.
I mean, this motherfucker taking three of her kids, bro. Plus my newborn. You get off at 6 a.m.
We're gonna talk.
Why the fuck you get home at 10:30, laughing and drunk? These bitch ass Atlanta niggas, dog. I ain't got time for this shit, bro. My mindset ain't built like that. I ain't touching. Yeah. I got my daughter, nigga. I ain't did nothing wrong. I just got out.
You do live here though, right?
Yeah, I got mail her and everything.
How long you been staying here?
It's the same amount of time as she has. We both moved her together.
When?
In December.
Y'all been here since last year, December?
Hey, she got mad because she out creeping at night. She couldn't keep up with her lives. And she was scared to come home. You smart, think. She ain't want to come home, so she used the police.
All right. Let's...
You a doctor before anything. You ain't take on your kids one time.
Hey, let's just go inside the house for the baby.
You a doctor before anything.
Here's the thing.
He don't live here. There's nothing in here.
I got mail in her.
You don't. Where?
Listen to what I'm
Weird.
Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen what I'm telling you. Okay?
He's not coming
because
here.
when I originally spoke
you ain't
to
check on your kids all night.
He told me he's been staying here since
because he got in jail.
She a liar. She been lying all night.
Hey, let her talk.
You said he's been staying here since August. So technically, when I told you
cool
let him in, you gave him, you allowed him to stab
because he had no
fuck, you that drunk?
But you allowed him.
You forgot what you went 3 hours?
I want you look at my daughter's diaper. I'm dead.
Nah, nigga, I was changing her diaper.
Where your other kids?
I was changing her diaper.
Where your other kids?
With their mama.
With their mom? Hey, we don't talk to.
We're not here to listen to y'all go back and forth.
No problem.
I'm trying to tell you.
My kids here though. My kids here though. I see my kids every day. You don't see none of yours. You ain't gonna see her after this today.
For what? Cause you with that?
No.
You got mad because you disagreed?
Thinking I'm cool. That's why. Because you broke. And that's what you got on trying to
Hey, stop. Because at this point, you're antagonizing him. You stop.
I'm not. He has my dude out here. Don't let him
stop. You're not listening to nothing that's being said. You're not listening to nothing that's being said. You told me he's been staying here since August.
He's staying here since end of August, yes. He got out of the Camp County jail here.
That means he's been here.
I allowed him to come here because I went in.
Again, you ain't listening. Alright, you can go.
The officers found themselves caught in the middle of a messy, volatile situation. Conflicting stories, accusations flying, a woman claiming fear, a man claiming betrayal. And then, just before the officers prepared to leave, Quaneesha asked them a question that will be very important in this case.
Do you need anything else?
He said, I'm gonna get my ass up tonight. So when I shoot him for self-defense, then what? Because I'm licensed. So if I shoot him in my residency, because he's sitting here putting his hands on me for the second time, then what? I'm held accountable? You hear this, right? You heard what he just said? I'm gonna get my ass beat tonight. So when I shoot him, after I done called the cops and did everything I was supposed to do.
Just make sure you can articulate
what's
going on.
I can. I'm showing you.
You better really be able to articulate that.
I can. This is my household. He have no residency, nothing.
Make sure you read up on it and make sure you can articulate when it comes to
I've done that. I did that before I got my license.
Okay.
The officers decide to leave and told them to go inside and cool off. They position their cars nearby, planning to wait a few minutes to see what happens. DeMonte goes inside first. Quaneesha follows. And in the next 4 minutes, a decision those officers made to leave two people alone who just threatened each other would end in a way no one could take back. 4 minutes later, a single shot, one man dead, and a case that would force a jury to answer an impossible question. When does self-defense become murder? And what happens when the people sworn to protect you walk away?
This case will show you how domestic violence, police protocols, and self-defense laws collide in real time, with devastating permanent consequences.
And by the end of this video, you're going to have to decide for yourself, did the system fail her or did she manipulate it? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Hidden Crime Network if you haven't. Your opinion in the comments matters. Drop it.
Come here, man.
Oh yeah,
did she shoot you?
Yeah, before I die.
All right, lay down. Sit down here. Where is it at?
You going
with her. You're going with her.
We're gonna go up to the same building, okay?
Give mommy a kiss. Give mommy a kiss. You go with her.
Okay.
It's okay. Give mommy a kiss. She not. She gonna tell. She a big girl. She got this. Give mommy a kiss. No, you're not gonna cry. Okay. You're not gonna be with that.
What happened inside that house? That depends on who you ask. But here's what we know for certain. Quaneesha didn't go straight inside to cool off. She went back to her truck, back to the gun the officer had told her to leave there for safety. She grabbed it, and she didn't stop there. She also grabbed a tire iron. 2 weapons, not 1. Then she did something that would later become critical evidence. She told her 7-year-old daughter to call 911 before anything had even happened yet. She headed upstairs. DeMonte was there. And here's where the 2 stories split completely. Quaneesha would later say he came at her, lunging just like he'd threatened. She had no choice. Prosecutors would say she hit him with that tire iron first, that this wasn't defense, this was execution. One version makes her a victim, the other makes her a killer. But what no one disputes is what happened next.
Quaneesha came out behind him with her daughters. Officers moved in, and as they placed her in handcuffs, she said something. Did she say, "I told y'all I was gonna do it"? Or did she say, "I told y'all he was gonna do it"? Or, "I told you all to do something"? The difference between a confession and a warning. The difference between guilt and vindication. DeMonte died at the hospital. Quaneesha Johnson was charged with malice murder. If convicted, she'd face life in prison, possibly the death penalty. She sat in DeKalb County Jail for 9 months, no bond, waiting. But before the trial could even begin, her defense team filed a motion that could end the case entirely. Immunity under Georgia's Stand Your Ground law. If the judge granted it, Quaneesha would walk free, no trial, no jury, nothing. On June 20th, 2023, Judge Shondana Morris held the immunity hearing. The defense brought 4 witnesses. Quaneesha took the stand and told her version of events. But something went wrong. Inconsistencies, contradictions, stories that didn't quite line up. On July 21st, 2023, Judge Morris made her ruling. Immunity denied. Quaneesha Johnson would face a jury. August 22nd, 2023, opening arguments.
On November 27th, 2022, this defendant went downstairs, she went to her car, she grabbed not 1, but 2 weapons. She grabbed a metal tire rod and a firearm, put the firearm in her pocket. She went upstairs, but before she went upstairs, she told her 7-year-old to call 911. And before she went upstairs, she told her 7-year-old to let the police know that DeMonte hit her. The 911 call is placed, and in the background, you can hear the defendant go upstairs. She hits DeMonte with a metal pipe, and then she shoots him. And while he's screaming in pain, she says, "Bye, bye." And then a full 30 seconds goes by, and she runs downstairs, and she says, on the 911 call, tell him he just hit me. And what does the 7-year-old do? And you all will get to hear that 911 call in a few moments. That 7-year-old repeats what her mom says. So let's talk about the parties that were in the house on that day. We have the defendant, we have and then we have the victim, DeMonte Smith, and then they have a shared child who's an infant also inside of it. So let's talk about it. So at some point between November 26th and 27th, late at night, The defendant leaves the home and she's out all night. She's clubbing, she's missing for multiple hours, and then she doesn't return to the house till 11 a.m. DeMonte, like I said, is taking care of the 3 children all night by himself and all morning. And at some point in the middle of the night, the defendant reaches out to DeMonte and lets him know that she's been in some sort of physical altercation, or her friends have been in some sort of physical altercation at the club, and that they're going somewhere else, and then her phone dies. And she told him originally, I'll be back at 6 a.m., and she's not. So what does DeMonte do? DeMonte calls her aunts in Philly, Rochelle and Andrea, and he's worried. And the aunts will testify that they were worried. So based on that physical altercation that happened, they all start calling local hospitals. They all start calling local jails to try to find out, where is she? And then, apologize, at 9 a.m., or around 9 a.m., the defendant goes back to her car. She realizes her phone was dead. She plugs it in. She sees messages. She sees calls. So she calls her aunts. And the aunts yell at her, like, where have you been? We've been worried about you. And at that point, they three-way in DeMonte. And DeMonte makes a threat. He says something along the lines of, I'm going to kick your ass. Now, members of the jury, we're not going to shy away from the threat he made. The defendant heard it, the aunts heard it. I'm assuming you'll hear them testify to it. The detective saw a message. But what I want y'all to pay attention to is the defendant's own statement. Because she made a statement to the police, and you all will get to hear that. And in that statement, she says, oh, I was just joking it off. I was laughing it off. I didn't take it serious. And this is 2 hours before she even shows up to the house. But the evidence is going to show what actually happened is she set her plan into play. She was embarrassed in front of her family when DeMonte made that threat, so it was time to get rid of him.
I don't recognize the case that the prosecutor just talked about at all. Quaneesha Johnson pleaded for protection, cried for help, and she was left defenseless by police officers who knew better. She was left defenseless against a serial abuser by police officers who knew better. You see, on the night in question, Ms. Johnson had just come through her 4th pregnancy. She was 2 months postpartum and finally was going to get a night out for her friend's birthday. A night well deserved after carrying through maternity leave 8 weeks for her 2-month-old. She was going to get a night out just to celebrate a friend's birthday. She left about 11 o'clock that night or so, went out to celebrate a friend's birthday, went to a couple of after-party spots. Her friend got into a disagreement at one of those spots. She let DeMonte know about the disagreement, dropped him her location so she would know where he was at, and went to another spot so he would know, and dropped him her location so he would know where she was at. You will hear that my client has 2 phones. One because she owns a business, and one is her personal phone. So my client leaves her business phone in the car, takes her personal phone inside with the location drop. While she's inside, hanging out with her friends, her phone dies. When she comes back out of the place ready to go home, she plugs her phone up, and as the charge makes its way up, gets a call from her aunt, Miss Rochelle Newell. Miss Rochelle Newell says, hey, where have you been? We've been looking for you. DeMonte's been looking for you. She says, well, I dropped my location so he knows where I'm at. She says, well, he's been looking for you. We've called hospitals. We were wondering where you were. And she was like, well, I'm right here. I'm headed home. She said, well, let me 3-way DeMonte in. And as soon as DeMonte gets on the phone, you'll hear from Rochelle Newell and her other aunt, Ms. Gonzalez. As soon as they get DeMonte on the phone and he asks questions, in touch with you. She says, I'm on my way home. I dropped you my location. When you get corroborate that. They were on the phone listening. She also looks at her text messages that DeMonte had been sending her when her phone was dead. And unlike the prosecutor's categorization of it, he says in those text messages, when you get home, I'm gonna beat your ass on crib. On crib. I'm gonna beat your ass on crib. That's what he says in those text messages. So what does my client do? She does what the prosecutor, what the state, what every law enforcement agency tells you to do. Don't take matters into your own hands. Call the police. Ask for help. So my client calls the police. Calls 911. You'll hear that 911 call. And she says, I'm getting threats from my baby's father who's at home with my 3 children. I'm getting threats and I'm scared to go home. I'm in fear. They say, well, we'll dispatch an officer to you. She says, I'm about 30 minutes from home. She's driving home and there's some issues with them getting the address. You'll hear the 911 call. The operator can't quite understand where the address is. And you'll hear that call. And she says, I'm on my way home. I'll be there. The officer beats her home. And then the officer makes a personal phone call, which was not recorded, to Ms. Johnson's phone, which she got from the 911 operator. Ms. Johnson says, I'm about 10, 15 minutes away. I'm almost there. I'll be home in a second. Please don't leave. I'm scared to go into the house because of the threats she's received from DeMonte Smith. The officer calls her back and says, I've got to take another call. I've been dispatched. Don't go into the home. Just wait. And what does my client do? She follows the officer's instructions. She gets into her neighborhood, waits in the cul-de-sac for the officer. She calls them back and says, I'm here. This is her second time calling 911. She says, I'm here. And I'm waiting. I'm scared to go in the house. I want an escort. I don't want to go in the house by myself with DeMonte Smith. It's 3 times she calls 911. 2 times. She continues to wait. She continues to wait. She calls 911 a 3rd time and says, hey, I don't know if y'all remember, but I'm the person who was waiting for someone to come and escort me into the house. I got the threats. And this time she says, look, I'm really concerned because he was irate on the phone. And you'll hear from Ms. Rochelle Newell, Ms. Gonzalez, that outside of their conversation on 3-way with Ms. Johnson, they were also texting DeMonte and talking to him and saying, don't put your hands on her again. You can't do that again. We're not gonna go for that again. You see, because they took the threat seriously. So she waits. And then she does a 4th thing. She triggers the alarm in the house so that her alarm company will call her. And when her alarm company calls her, she says, please dispatch a police officer. I do not want to go into the house with DeMonte. He's in there with my 3 children. I don't want to go into the house with him. He's been threatening me and I'm scared. It's her 4th time trying to get in touch with police. She waits. She waits. No one comes. Still doesn't go into the house. Here's why that's important. Here's what you will learn why that's important. She had no duty, no requirement to call police at all. Ms. Johnson could have gotten those threats, went in that house with her gun, waited for him to fulfill his promise, and she could have shot him in self-defense. Never called police at all. Never waited for a dispatch. Never done any of that. The importance of that as you will learn, is that goes to her intent. As the judge just described to you, every crime requires two things. It requires an act. It requires an intent in your state of mind. She had no duty under Georgia law, no obligation, no requirement to wait for any police officers, but she did. And when they didn't come, you know what Ms. Johnson does? She drives around the corner in her neighborhood. She flags down a police officer, finds one, flags him down and says, I've been waiting for a police officer. I'm scared to go in the home. My 3 children are in there. Will you follow me to my home? And he says, I heard that call. Yes, I'll follow you. And he may have been on his way already, but she flagged him down.
The trial would come down to which version the jury believed. The state called DeMonte's ex-girlfriend. She testified he'd asked her to order an Uber. He was leaving. He wasn't a threat.
A great person. He always laughing, caring, very oriented, always laughing, joking. He was just a great person.
Did he have a nickname he went by?
Dolo.
But when she started talking about what a great person DeMonte was, loving, caring, the defense saw an opening. Character evidence. The door was open, and that meant the jury would now hear about DeMonte's criminal record. Then came the moment that would define the trial. Quaneesha's 7-year-old daughter took the stand. In her first interview with investigators right after the shooting, she said she saw her mother hit DeMonte with a pole before shooting him. But on the stand, months later, her story changed. Now it was DeMonte who hit her mother. Had she been coached, or was she just a terrified child who finally felt safe enough to tell the truth?
Now, when your mom came into the house that day, she asked you to call 911?
Yes.
She gave you her phone?
Yes.
And did you know that there were police already outside that day?
No.
Okay. Did she tell you why she wanted you to call 911?
Cause he was hitting her.
Okay. And was she scared that he was going to hit her?
I don't know.
Objection, personal knowledge. He asked if her mother.
Did she tell you why she wanted you to call 911?
Cause he was hitting her.
Okay. Your mom went up the stairs?
Yes.
Okay. And you saw the man Dolo, you saw him hit your mom?
Yes.
Okay. Could you see from where you were downstairs, could you see everything that was happening upstairs?
Not everything.
Okay. Could you see your mom?
For a second.
Could you see Dolo?
Yes.
And you said that you heard a gunshot?
Yes.
Did you actually see a gun? Did you see your mom pull a gun and shoot?
I didn't see her pull a gun.
You just heard the gunshot?
Yes.
Do you remember telling an officer, a police officer, and your aunt on the phone, did you tell them that, did you say your mom and Dolo went upstairs and mommy hit him with a pole?
No, Dolo hit him with her pole.
Okay. Do you remember telling the police and your aunt, did you say that? Did you say mommy hit him with a pole?
No, Dolo hit her with a pole.
Okay. And did you ever tell the police, do you remember telling the police that mommy hit Dolo?
Yes.
You told them that? Okay. Why did you tell them that?
Because I thought I needed to.
Okay. You thought you needed to? Why did you think that you needed to?
I don't know.
Okay.
And then Quaneesha herself took the stand.
What was going through your mind, Ms. Johnson? I know it's difficult to go back to that moment, but tell me what was going through your mind at that moment.
I knew he was gonna get me.
And why did you feel that you had to defend yourself?
I couldn't beat him. I mean, I knew he was gonna hurt me. I didn't call the cops. The cops left. I knew he was mad about that. I knew he was mad about me being out. He said he was gonna get me. He's done it before. I just knew it was gonna happen.
And he lunged at you.
He did.
And at that moment, you just pulled your gun out.
I did.
One shot.
Yes, sir.
And you've heard the recording that you say, Bob, tell us what was going through your mind.
At that point, I can't even tell you. Honestly, I just know I shot, and it was just like, I know, I don't know. Like, I just know that I had to defend myself.
And where were your daughters at?
They were downstairs.
And do you remember telling your daughters, tell them he hit me?
As we were walking out, I do recall saying that as we were once we got outside, I do recall saying that.
But you told the detective he didn't hit you.
Yes.
He just came at you, lunged at you.
Yes, I told him he didn't hit me that day. Yes.
And you felt like you had to do it to defend yourself from being injured by him again.
Yes.
And did you go down and give the police a statement?
I did.
Did you fully cooperate?
I did.
Did you tell them what had happened?
I did.
Did you give them access to your cell phone?
I did.
And what about the surveillance video in your house?
I gave them access to that as well.
And when you went outside, what did you say to the police who were still waiting outside?
That I told y'all he was going to do it.
I had a lot of things I wanted to say to you, Quaneesha. I sat in the airport wondering what I was going to put on this paper, and I realized that I can't read off a piece of paper. Your lawyer did a good job. He painted DeMonte as a monster. He beat everyone. But yet you had him in the house with you and your children over and over again. I know who my son was. He was sweet and loving. You know it. DeMonte would... I'm sorry. So we know that DeMonte was sweet and kind. He was a father of 3, since it was stated that he wasn't the father of this new child. He had 3 children, a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 6-year-old that walks around with his paper and his picture and tries to show everyone that we meet on the street on who his father was. He's so happy and proud of him, but yet he would never know who he is. Who was he to you? He loved your children. He loved you. I heard the comments that you had made to him. I heard comments that was over and over again how he wasn't nothing. He was broke. You don't have this and you're not that. I remember him calling me. It was your birthday. And he was so sad that he didn't have any money in his pocket to do something for you. I cashed out him $100. He said, thank you, mama. He said, I love this girl. She a hustler. She grinds. He said, and everything on her body was real. I laughed. I said, boy, focus on what's important. Focus on how you are being treated by that person. But there was nothing I could say to him. He was head over heels in love with Quaneesha Johnson. I remember when I first met Quaneesha, my son called. He was at the Quick Trip. I had came in town to bury my aunt. I was turnaround trip. I told him I had to go back. I had no time to hang with him, to chop it up, as he say. I had to get back on the road because I had work the next day. But he said, Mama, you gotta meet her. You gotta meet her. And I heard through the phone, over here, my MF house ain't clean. MF this, MF that. And all I could think was, this man was trying to introduce you to his mother. And yet you couldn't even do that. He had to beg and plead to get you to come to the Quick Trip to say hello to me. I met your children. They were beautiful. The little girls were so sweet. Your son was sweet. Though my son kept telling me, don't tell him my real name. He said, because that little boy could be a little dangerous. I didn't understand what he was talking about, but yet that's where he wanted to be, and I let it go. We came to your house and I sat outside. I told your baby girl, at the time I think she was like 3, and I said, I'm taking Dolo back to St. Louis with me. And that little girl threw a tantrum, lay straight out in the grass and screamed and yelled, please don't take Dolo away from us. Please don't take him away. Your kids loved him and he loved them too. He was loving them when he couldn't love on his own kids. But what I do know about you in that first meeting was that you were no good for him. My son had a light that shined so bright that I had family, friends, parents, coaches, teachers calling me. No way, not DeMonte. I empathized with you. I couldn't believe it. I empathized because I'm a woman and I've been abused. I've been hit and kicked and punched. I've had arguments with my ex-husband, guns in the house, but I never ever thought about picking one up. I couldn't understand that part, but I really did empathize with you. I said, maybe she don't deserve all that time. He did make a threat, and I can't ignore that. But what I couldn't ignore is you slapping me in my face, posting your woman, kissing on her. My son hadn't been gone for 8 weeks. That's what you did. Well, on this stand, you want to cry. But you weren't doing it then. Throwing lavish parties, making your flyers so you could perform on the pole. You didn't care about my son. Not one time. If you did, you would have known how hurtful and how painful it was to see all that stuff over social media like he was nothing. You took his life and said bye. You showed no remorse for him. None. Not for me, not for my daughter, not for his kids. I can't believe that I felt sorry for you for a moment. But I didn't know all the facts. I didn't know everything. I have no remorse for you. I have no empathy because you had no remorse for my son and you showed no empathy for him. You deserve every single year they can give to you. My daughter said, when you open your eyes and close your...
Ms. Johnson, how did it make you feel knowing what had happened?
It still made me feel the same way. I never wanted it to happen. I didn't intend for it to happen. I didn't mean for it to happen.
But in that moment, you felt like you had to defend yourself.
I did.
No further questions, John.
Judge, may we take a break for Ms. Johnson?
Yes, 5 minutes.
You found it okay to leave your 3 children with him overnight again.
The day of that incident the problem wasn't that I was at work, so me leaving my kids with him to go out for my friend's birthday. Yes, I did. I didn't feel like anything.
Okay. And you were gone all night, right?
I was at work, yeah.
At work, gone all night. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And 2 weeks after, on November 26th, you decided, even though this man has put his hands on me and he has been violent to me, I'm going to leave my 3 children under the age of 8 in his custody all night. Is that right?
He was not violent to my daughters, so yes.
Okay, so that's what you found fit.
The prosecution wasn't buying it. They pressed her. You left your kids overnight with a man you claim assaulted you 2 weeks earlier? You said bye to a dying man multiple times? You told detectives one thing, but now you're saying another? The courtroom watched, the jury watched, and after 9 days of testimony, it was time for them to decide. The jury had heard it all. The 911 calls, the body cam footage, the threats, the shooting, the contradictions. Now they had to answer the question. self-defense, or murder. Not guilty of malice murder, the jury didn't believe she planned to kill him, but they weren't done. Voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault, cruelty to children, guilty on every count except the big one. The jury had split the difference. They believed she acted in the heat of passion, but not in legitimate self-defense. Quaneesha faced up to 25 years in prison. 3 days later, August 28, 2023, sentencing day. Before the judge handed down her decision, DeMonte Smith's mother stood up to address the court. She looked directly at Quaneesha and said what many in that room were thinking. "You took my son's life and said bye. Where was the remorse? Where was the accountability? You deserve every single year they can give you." The pain was raw, the loss was permanent. And then Judge Morris delivered her sentence. 20 years. But here's where it gets unusual. 5 years in state prison, 5 years under house arrest, 10 years probation. The state had asked for 25 years with no mercy. They got 20 with a structure that many saw as lenient. And then Judge Morris did something almost unheard of in a voluntary manslaughter case. She granted Quaneesha an appeal bond, which meant Quaneesha Johnson wouldn't be going to prison, not yet. She'd remain under house arrest while her attorneys challenged the conviction. The judge's reasoning? Quaneesha called for help, not once, not twice, but 4 times. She'd done everything she was supposed to do, and the officers left anyway. 2 families torn apart, 1 man dead, 1 woman convicted but free for now. And the question that started this whole case still hangs in the air. Did the system fail her, or did she manipulate it? This case shows us something uncomfortable. Domestic violence situations, police discretion, and self-defense laws don't always have clean answers. Sometimes the victim and the villain aren't easy to separate. Sometimes everyone's telling the truth and everyone's lying. Quaneesha Johnson called 911 4 times and still ended up pulling a trigger. DeMonte Smith had a record, made threats, and was trying to leave when he died. The officers heard a woman say she might shoot someone and walked away anyway. Who failed? Who's responsible? That depends entirely on which part of the story you believe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did justice get served here, or did someone get away with murder? If cases like this, where the truth isn't black and white, interest you, make sure you're subscribed. We break down the cases that make you think, not just feel. Until next time, remember, the most dangerous moments don't always look like a crime scene at first. They look like an argument, a cool-off, a door closing, and seemingly empty threats. Stay alert, stay safe, and stay wise. And thank you for joining us today. See you in the next story from Hidden Crime Network. Bye for now.